Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ikhram bin Zaimi and my metric number 1833031. So today, I with my group members will present about reporting obligations on Islamic banks under the Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities Act 2001. So before I proceed to the introduction, so I will introduce my group member first. So this is my group member Muhammad Nur Faiz bin Samsuri and also Muhammad Ardani bin Riduan. So I will go through to introductions. So the first one, money laundering. So what is money laundering is? Money laundering is the process by which cash or other funds generated from illegal activities is funneled through legitimate financial institution and business to conceal the true source of the funds. In short, money laundering is a process of converting cash or property derived from criminal activities to give it a legitimate appearance. It is a process to clean dirty money in order to disguise its criminal again. Jadi apa yang kita boleh faham daripada pengubahan wang haram ini ialah pengubahan wang haram ini adalah daripada sumber yang tidak yang menyalahi undang-undang seperti berjudi ataupun perjudian, rasuah ataupun penjualan dadah. Hasil daripada perkara tersebut akan ditukar untuk menjadi sebuah aset atau sebagainya supaya ia tidak lagi terikat dengan ataupun tidak terikat kepada jenayah. Jadi itulah yang dimaksudkan dengan it is a process to clean dirty money in order to disguise its criminal again. So I will go through to the second, terrorism financing. What is terrorism financing? Terrorism financing is the act of providing financial support funded from either legitimate or illegitimate source to terrorist or terrorist organization to enable them to carry out terrorist act or will benefit any terrorist or terrorist organization. Jadi pembiayaan keganasan. Pembiayaan keganasan ini adalah segala perkara ataupun sumber yang telah menyokong atau memberi manfaat kepada organisasi keganasan itu sendiri. Jadi kedua perkara ini, pengubahan wang haram serta pembiayaan keganasan ini adalah sebuah jenayah yang menyalahi undang-undang negara. Dan disebabkan itulah telah tertabalnya Akta the Anti-Money Laundering ataupun AMLA pada 2001. So the act was gazetted as law on 5 July 2001 and came into force on 15 January 2002. The AMLA provides for the money laundering and terrorism financing and the measures to be undertaken for the prevention of money laundering and terrorism financing offence. Sudah semestinya dengan ada akta ini, segala perkara yang berkaitan dengan pengubahan wang haram serta pembiayaan keganasan ini akan tertakluk di bawah akta ini dan bagi mengelak perkara ini terus berlaku. Dengan adanya akta ini, segala individu atau institusi yang ingin melakukan perkara tersebut akan lebih berhati-hati kerana segala perkara akan tertakluk di bawah akta AMLA. Okay. So I will go through to the next slide. So the next slide is reporting obligations under the AMLA. The first one is reporting institution. What is reporting institution? So reporting institution means any person, including branches and subsidiaries outside nature of that person, who carries on any activity list in the first schedule. So apakah reporting institution ni? Reporting institution ini apa yang dilakukan? So dia melakukan segala tanggungjawab atau kewajipan di bawah akta AMLA ini. Institusi ini ialah merupakan contohnya if it was under banking sector, so it will be commercial and Islamic banks, or if it under insurance sector, it will be life insurance companies. This institution will obey under the act under the AMLA. So the first one, what the reporting institution do? The first one, implement risk management that commensurate with the level of money laundering and terrorism financing risk. So institusi ini akan melaksanakan atau memuluskan risiko yang setimpal dengan tahap pengubahan serta risiko pembiayaan keganasan ini. Sekiranya pengurusan itu akan berada sama tahap dengan risiko money laundering dan terrorism financing risk ini sendiri. So number 2 is conduct customer due diligence. So institusi ini akan menyarankan ataupun memberi apa yang sewajarnya kepada customer mereka, apa yang perlu dilakukan oleh customer mereka, atau memberi dorongan kepada customer mereka apa yang sepatutnya dilakukan dengan perkara-perkara yang tertakluk di bawah AMLA. So number 3, keep proper record on the customer and transaction. Institusi-institusi ini seperlunya untuk menyimpan segala rekod ataupun transaksi customer mereka supaya akan ada bukti ataupun lebih selamat daripada mereka terjebak kepada aktiviti kriminal seperti aktiviti jenayah seperti pengubahan wang haram serta pembiayaan keganasan ini. Sudah semestinya institusi ini bertanggungjawab atas segala yang dilakukan oleh customer mereka. Disebabkan itulah institusi ini perlu untuk menyimpan rekod serta transaksi customer mereka. So number 4, implement AML CFT compliance program. So reporting institution need to do compliance program for supaya segala customer mereka, semua customer mereka ada kepatuhan kepada bawah akta AMLA. Jadi mereka akan ada kesedaran dan sentiasa mengikuti segala peraturan ataupun kepatuhan di bawah akta AMLA supaya ada kesedaran dalam diri dan mereka akan sedar bahawa sekiranya perkara yang mereka lakukan itu adalah salah. So I will go to number 5. So number 5, report suspicious transaction report. So STR, what is STR? So STR is suspicious transaction report to any transaction, including attempt or propose, regardless of the amount that appears unusual, has no clear economic purpose, appears illegal. Okay, apakah STR ni? Apakah suspicious transaction report ni? Jadi STR ini ialah segala transaksi yang ada daripada perkara yang illegal ataupun yang involve ataupun terlibat dalam perkara-perkara yang menyalahi undang-undang. Jadi inilah suspicious transaction report. Siapa yang akan buat report ni? Who need to do the report? So the report will do by the reporting institution. So then we will move to the number 6, report cash threshold report, CTR threshold for cash transaction exceeding RM50,000 or whichever amount. So what is CTR, cash threshold report? So CTR refers to cash transaction exceeding RM50,000 or any other amount advised involving physical currencies or domestic or foreign currency and bearer negotiable instrument such as traveller's check. So this report also will do by reporting institution. Okay. So I will move to the next slide. So the next slide is reporting institution are required to maintain update database of individual. So institusi-institusi ini perlu memainkan peranan penting untuk sentiasa mengambil tahu tentang data. Okay, sorry for problem from my video, so I will continue with this slide. So reporting institution are required to maintain update database of individual and entities listed in the relevant UNSCR list and the orders gazetted by the Minister of Home Affairs. So number one is keeping a record of any transaction involving the domestic currency or any foreign currency exceeding an amount specified by the competent authority. So number two, promptly reporting to the competent authority in the event there is a suspicious transaction which are essentially unusual and or illegal transaction. So beside that, reporting institution must conduct check on the names of new customers as well as regular check on the names of existing customers and potential customers against the names in the database. So if there is any name match, reporting institutions are required to take reasonable and appropriate measures to verify and confirm the identity of its customers. So, apa yang kita boleh faham, reporting institution ni perlu setiap masa untuk sentiasa mengambil berat tentang data-data yang ada pada customer mereka supaya tidak berlakunya sebarang penyalahgunaan dalam wang ringgit, sama ada dengan sumber-sumber wang yang mereka dapat dan sebagainya. Jadi institusi-institusi ini perlu sentiasa peka terhadap customer mereka dengan mengambil tahu tentang siapakah mereka punya customer yang terbaru ataupun regular customer dan sebagainya. Jadi sebagai institusi kita berhak untuk sentiasa mengambil berat tentang customer kita supaya tidak berlakunya perkara-perkara yang menyalahi undang-undang ataupun yang menyalahi di bawah Akta AMLA itu sendiri. So that's all from me, from my part. So I will give to my friends to present other slide. Thank you.
Okay, offense of money laundering. So, an unlawful activity is an activity that constitutes a serious offense or a foreign serious offense. Any offense listed in the second schedule to the AMLA constitutes a serious offense for the purpose. Under the AMLA, a foreign serious offense is an offense under the laws of a foreign state, which would have been a serious offense in Malaysia had it occurred in Malaysia. So, AMLATFPUAA is a Anti-Money Laundering, Terrorism Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activity Act 2001. Money laundering is a process that criminals use in an attempt to hide the illegal source of their income by passing money through complex transfer and transaction or through a series of businesses. The money is cleaned of its illegitimate origin and made to appear as legitimate business as profit. So, for offense of money laundering, so the following activity are considered to be money laundering pursuant to Section 4 of the Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activity Act 2001 or AMLATFPUAA. So for the first one, engaging directly or indirectly in a transaction that involve proceeds of an unlawful activity or instrumentality of an offence. Curing, receiving, number 2. Curing, receiving, possessing, disusing, transferring, converting, exchanging, carrying, disposing of, or using proceeds of unlawful activity or instrumentality of an offence. So, the financial market offer criminals a variety of avenues for converting dirty money to clean money. So one of the most basic and widely used scheme is to utilize a foreign investor to get illegally obtained cash into the legitimate financial system. So they also hide their offense with make a business. So for the example, they owns a legitimate restaurant business. So the money obtained from the illegal activity is gradually deposited into bank through the restaurant. The restaurant reports daily cash sales much higher than what it actually takes in. Okay, number three, offence of money laundering. Removing from or bringing into Malaysia proceed of an unlawful activity or instrumentalities of an offence, or concealing, disguising or impeding the establishment of the true nature, origin, location, movement, disposition, title of right with respect to or ownership of proceeds of an unlawful activity or instrumentalities of an offence. So, do you sure that the money laundering is very illegal in all of the country? So also in Malaysia, uh, so many different legal authorities regularly investigate suspected money laundering activity. So for the example is in the United States, the FBI and the IRS are the two primary agencies that handle money laundering investigation. So in Malaysia, the anti-money laundering or AML and or SPRM division is a division responsible for conducting investigation under the Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism Financing and Process of Unlawful Activity 2001. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good evening to Puan Nawal. So I will present about implication of Act on Banks. Money laundering activities in Malaysia must dealt with immediately by the government as it could bring in destruction to a country. According to report by Bank Negara Malaysia in 2013, money laundering illegal cannot be affect stability and the security integrity of a country. It will too jeopardize development of the economy and the financial system countries, especially developing countries like Malaysia. Money laundering activities will result loss of confidence in financial institutions due to illicit money is combined with legitimate money. In addition to the impact of the economy, the crime of alteration that illicit money can also give economic power to criminals to use that money collected from illegal activities from the purpose strengthen their position in society. So this is our example, which is happening in this year. As you can see that the former Prime Minister Dato Sri Najib Tun Razak was found guilty of 7 charges involving criminals breach of trust CVT, money laundering and abuse of power involving 42 million ringgit of SRC International Stamp Funds. For the two CVT charges, Dato Sri Najib as an agent and civil servant, namely the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance of Malaysia and Emeritus Advisor SRC International Stamp was charged with embezzling 27 million ringgit and 5 million ringgit from SRC's 4 billion ringgit funds. For the third charge, Dato Sri Najib was charged with embezzling 10 million ringgit from 4 billion ringgit belonging to SRC at the same place between February 10, 2015 and March 2, 2015. For money laundering charges, Dato Sri Najib is alleged to have received 27 million ringgit and 5 million ringgit and 10 million ringgit as a result of illegal activities through the timely transfer of fund and security electronic system, which is crossed into to Islamic Bank Berhad as account. So the charge is in accordance with Section 4, bracket 1, bracket B of the Money Laundering Prevention of Terrorism Financing and Proceeds from Illegal Activities Act 2001 or AMLATFPUAA, and if convicts, the former Prime Minister face a maximum sentence of 15 years imprisonment and a fine of five times the value of the proceeds illegal of 5 million ringgit, whichever is higher for each charge. We know this act is the 7th case, and as we can see that Datuk Seri Najib has 12 years imprisonment and a fine of 210 million ringgit. Datuk Seri Najib can fight at Court of Appeal. As a result, more companies are based on crime will grow in the domestic market of a country, causing loss of trust of foreign investors to invest in the country. The most awesome is when criminals begin to take control of a country through investment in own companies, the government, which originally operated legally using the illicit money. So that's all my points of implication of act on banks. Thank you.